We're learning to lead Nishmas Etta Ahuva Bas Yaakov Maseches Bava Kamo Perek Yud Mishna Dalet Zeh Bo B'Chavisa Shel Yayin V'Zeh Bo B'Kadesh Shel Dvash. One person is holding on to a barrel of wine, and one person is holding on to a pitcher of honey, and the honey is more expensive than the wine. Nistik Achav Shel Dvash. The more expensive honey's barrel broke, and now it's about to get lost. So the only way to save it would be to spill out the wine out of the person who had the wine, use that chavetz and catch the wine with it. And that's what this guy goes ahead and he does. He shafach zeh his own wine he throws in the garbage. He has the barrel now, and the hitzel is dvash, and he saves the dvash. So he goes over to the bal dvash and he says, pay me for the wine that I lost. Halacha is ein lo yel schari. He doesn't get the wine. All he gets is Rashi says, the schar of the kli and the schar of the labor of doing it. But he does not get reimbursement for his wine. And the Gemara asks, why shouldn't he be able to keep the dvash? The dvash was hefker because it was hoylech li'ibud, and it was getting lost. It was the Baal HaDvash lost his dvash. He has no way of getting it, so it's hefker, and the Baal Hayayin should be able to keep the dvash. And the Gemara explains that we're talking about in the Kimt over here, that there was not a vadai hefsid. It wasn't hefker, because it was even though the barrel broke, it was wrapped around. It was a basket wrapped around it that was salvaging most of the honey. It was just a little honey dripping out, and it was for that little honey that this guy was moister his yayin, threw out his wine, and got to save the dvash. Mishnah continues, Vim Amar Atzel Shalach Atanoisein Li Demei Shali. But if they arranged this beforehand, the Baal Yayin says, I'm throwing out my wine, are you going to reimburse me if I save your honey? And he says, yes, then Chayiv Litanle, then he has to reimbursement. Even over here, the Gemara asks, why does he have to reimbursement? We have a concept that you could say, Mishata Ani Bach. We never signed any agreement. There was no kinyan made over here. So who says I have to reimbursement? And some of the Rishonim are masber. Anyhow, you had to go ahead and save my thing al tashavas aveda. So I don't have to reimburse you for your wine that you lost. The Gemara says, talking about a case that it was a vadai hefsid. The hefsid was nicker, that he was losing his honey, and therefore b'chi agavna you can't say mishata ani bach. So the halach over here is, in this case, since you made up chayiv litin loy, the Baal Hashemen has to pay the Baal Yayin reimbursement for his wine that he lost. Now the second half of the mission is the exact same as the Reisha, just in a different scenario. Shataf nor chamoyer v'chamor chavera, his donkey and his friend's donkey were both about to get wiped away with the river. Shalo yaf amana v'shal chavera Messiah, his friend's was worth more than his. And he gives up his own 100 to save his friend's 200. He does not get reimbursement for his 100. But if they made up beforehand that I am going to get reimbursement for the 100, then the owner of the chamar that was worth 200 has to pay the owner of the chamar the 100 that he lost out. Mishnah Hey, someone steals a field from his fen, and now these oinsim, anasim, goyim come ahead and they hit that field that was just stolen, they take it away from the Gazlan. So now the Gazlan doesn't even have the field to return. So the Mishnah says it depends. In Makas Medina, if these anasim masikin took away from everyone, so the Gazlan could say, since it's karka, they could just say, you go ahead and get it. Here's the field. If you could get it away from the masikin, then good. If not, not. It has nothing to do with me because it was a Makas Medina. It was a honest. But if it wasn't a Makas Medina, if it was because of the Gazlan that it was taken away, then then the Gazlan is mechuyev to pay for the value of the field. Shatva nar, if there was an oines like a river destroying the field, is the same thing as a Makas Medina of Masikin, as the Reisha of the Mishnah, where we said you could say Hareisha Lach Fanecha. Over here also, it's not the Gazlan's fault, and therefore Hareisha Lach Fanecha. The Gazlan could just say, Harei Shalach Dufanecha. He doesn't have to pay reimbursement for the value of the field.